So you're telling me the Avs experienced all the same problems they've been experiencing all season and they still won? Avs win over the Seattle Kraken 6-4 to take a 2-1 series lead.
Artturi Lehkonen! Colorado has won the Stanley Cup!
These problems started even before puck drop. Darren Helm out of this game, Val Nichushkin out of this game. Now in Val's case, it was for personal reasons. They didn't elaborate. It's not exactly clear what's going on there, but at least it sounds like it's not injury. Obviously, wish the best to Val, whatever's happening there, and hopefully he can rejoin the team soon. The game itself, you had a slow start. I'm not going to call it a good start, but it wasn't near as bad as what we saw in the first two games. It was less domination and more the Avs kind of playing all right, things not going their way. They do take a penalty, which they're able to kill, but then Seattle still gets on the board first. Seattle's getting a puck deep in the zone here, and they're able to control it as they don't necessarily win the race, but they certainly win the battles for the puck. It comes out front for an initial dangerous opportunity that results in nothing, despite a bouncing puck all over the place. The Avs just aren't able to control it. Despite multiple opportunities to win that puck, they can't. This puck comes out to the point. It's a beautiful shot that gets through the defenders and then a fantastic tip, and the Avs get beat. You know, it's hard to be as mad about a tip play that works out in their favor. That's just good hockey from Seattle. You'd like the Avs to have prevented it before that, but both teams are trying to win this hockey game. Seattle's not here to just get out of the Avs' way. The rest of this game I thought was much better from Colorado. We got the Colorado Avalanche you would expect in the playoffs. Another thing they're struggling with a little bit was taking too many penalties. This was a problem in the regular season, and to be honest, so far in this series it just hasn't been a problem because the Avs' penalty kill is very good and Seattle's power play isn't. Questionable reffing aside, the Avs' PK has been so good, it actually has more goals than its power play. Seattle going to throw a YOLO puck through the middle here, and it's not going to work out for them. While it does get to the corner, Artturi Lehkonen just activates beast mode and out-muscles everyone for this puck, just wins it and gets it to Cale Makar in the middle. Just like that, the Avs are off to the races in a 2-on-2 situation. This is dangerous enough, but as you can see, falling over at center ice makes it even more dangerous. Essentially creates a 2-on-1. Makar recognizes the situation immediately and hits Compher on that side for what becomes a breakaway, and JT Compher is able to dominate Philipp Grubauer. Hey, sometimes the other team falls over, and it's important that Colorado takes advantage of those opportunities. That's exactly what JT did. So you turn an okay period into an even one with a shorthanded goal, and then the star power for Colorado just takes this game over. Two very small good plays start this as Seattle sends a puck to the middle on 4-on-4. An initial save from Georgiev starts it, and then the Avs are swarming the puck. They're able to get to this puck. They're able to get sticks on this puck. Devon Taves chips it forward. Mikko, maybe he touches that. I don't really know, to be honest with you. And then McKinnon just flips it up the ice. None of these plays are designed to get possession immediately. None of these plays are designed to win the hockey game in the moment, but these touches create this. Open space for Nathan MacKinnon. He's going to beat you up the ice. And guess what? He's also going to beat your goaltender. Through the first two games of this series, Seattle had done a really good job of keeping Nathan MacKinnon in front of them, not letting him beat them with his legs. He beat him with his legs there. And just like that, the Avs win that period 2-1 and put themselves in the driver's seat. You come out in the second, and the Avs play significantly better by the underlyings. We'll get to the score line in a second, but just understand that the Avs are playing very, very good hockey for about 19 minutes and 40 seconds of this period. That is rewarded early in the period, where faceoffs seem to matter a lot in this series. Alex Newhook, the young gun, the man who's going to win the faceoff here, he doesn't do a ton of that, but he beats out Matty Beniers as the rookie. If there's a guy you think he could beat, it might be another rookie. This one just gets back enough where Cale Makar actually has the space to step up and step in and get all of this one. He's not someone who hits one-timers and big slappers very often, but boy is this one a missile, in and out of the net. Right, the Avs also kind of have a superstar on the back end too, huh? Hockey's fun when the Avs' best players are playing well. So the Avs up 2 goals. They've done that a lot this year. They've blown a lot of 2-goal leads this year, and unfortunately, they blow this 2-goal lead. In a span of 19 seconds, the Avs give up 2 goals on 2 pretty terrible plays. There really isn't a ton to this play for Seattle. They get into the offensive zone, they control it, they send it back out high, and Mikko Rantanen is defending fine here. All he has to do is step up, take the angle, force him to the outside, and you're not really worried about it. But for some reason, Mikko gets baited, I guess, but it's just not a smart play from Mikko to fully commit to the outside angle and try to cut off the wall. So, okay, I'm just going to cut right around you, says Alexiak. He's on his backhand here, so it's not an insanely dangerous chance. Maybe you would like Georgiev to stop it, but still, you just gave a guy the slot of your own zone because you thought you were making a cool read. It's a terrible read, and you pay the price for it. This one is maybe even more frustrating. Avs have clean possession of the puck. Newhook makes a bad play here. He's expecting Girard to curl in behind the net for that, while Girard was just floating, expecting Newhook to go up the wall or something. So it's a disconnect there that leads to a turnover initially, and it only gets worse for Colorado from there. As this puck gets worked in behind the net, Devon Toews, battling for this puck, arguably even wins this puck, but commits the cardinal sin again, throws it right out in front of his own goal. The Avs aren't going to be able to do anything about it. The same exact thing happens. Newhook was expecting someone to be there and make that play. Now Newhook is the guy expecting Devon Toews not to put the puck in an extremely dangerous part of the ice. He can't really do a ton to defend it, and it's in the back of the net. You just need better from Mikko and Toews on those goals. Simple as that. It's really disappointing to see the Avs cost themselves like that and for this to continue from the regular season. These very short lapses in play that in some cases have cost them games. Definitely worth being disappointed with, frustrated with, and it has to be something that the Avs clean up. They get away with it here. Maybe they can get away with it for the rest of this first round. I don't know. But I've said all year they will not go very far in the playoffs if things like this keep happening to them. And I still believe that. So with that frustration in mind, I do want to give the Avs a ton of credit for not falling apart. It was 20 bad seconds, and then they went back to playing quality hockey. They wouldn't take no for an answer here either. They play out the rest of the second strong, even though it's 3-3 now, and then they come out and play hard in the third until they basically just win this hockey game. It starts with the other superstar on the Avs team. Seattle in the O-zone working here and just forgets the puck. Makes a mistake. Devon Toews, the one to take advantage of it and get the Avs going up the ice the right direction. He jumps in with his legs to create a 3-on-2. It's something the Avs defense does very, very well, jumping up into the rush. And it makes these plays extremely dangerous. From here, this is pretty textbook. Toews with the puck. The man in the middle is Matt Nieto. He just charges the net, forces the defenders to respect that down the middle, creating room for Mikko Rantanen. It all comes together perfectly. Toews makes the pass across, and Mikko finishes from the high slot. This was the night where McKinnon and Makar were all over the place doing a lot of really good things for Colorado, and Mikko was kind of just floating through it as he does at times. He had an assist before that goal, but there wasn't a ton of great play from Mikko up until this goal, and he finishes a play that is critically important to Colorado. Why the Avs are so scary. That gives the Avs the lead back, and then Nathan MacKinnon decides the Avs are putting this one away. This really doesn't show you the full beauty of this play. Long before this, Nathan MacKinnon was doing loop-de-loops and roundabouts and circle-doos in the offensive zone, just skating by people. Now Cale Makar is going to do a little bit of that, slipping up the wall and creating a ridiculous amount of space, only to work it down low, only to work it back out high, where there is Nathan MacKinnon again. He's already been going on this shift, so the Avs say, you know what? Let's just clear out, get out of this dude's way, and let him work. And that's exactly what he does. Just absolutely manhandles Ryan Donato, makes him look like a fool all the way around, and then walks into the space he created and makes Philip Grubauer look the same. I am sure from Seattle's side, there are plenty of things you would like to see them do better on that play. From this side of it, Nathan MacKinnon's just a beast. That goal more or less shifted the Avs into protect the house mode, and it was a little bit early in the game for them to essentially stop playing offense entirely. I'm not in love with it for them to do it that long, but if that's what it takes to keep them from making major mistakes in short windows like they did in the second period, it worked. And really, they do a good job of it. They didn't get blown out in shots or anything like that. In the third, they favored Seattle a little bit, but the Avs really didn't give them very much. Once you get down to garbage time, Mikko puts one into the empty net because he's got to have a 3-point night. That's just the rules. And then Seattle is given a very late nothing power play, which they do score on, but it's just not a relevant goal. That gets you your 6-4 final. Despite the problems in this game from Colorado, they had all of the right responses. And to me, that is encouraging more than it is frustrating. Once again, in this series, I think you're seeing a little bit of a difference where a Colorado team that's been there and gone through these stressful situations before as a group, compared to Seattle, who is their first time here as a group, it just makes that much of a difference. This gives Colorado home ice advantage back in the series. They're back in the driver's seat. Everything is setting up nicely for them. If they can keep playing quality hockey like this, I don't think this series goes that much longer. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and will we see a playoff hat trick this year?